Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga Upload. I'm Maris Aylward. Today's class is a short video on yoga for the hips and the hamstrings. This is a great practice for you to do after working out. If you go running or cycling or just walking, this is a good post-workout routine that you can do to stretch the lower body, to stretch the legs. Now you can also just do it on its own on the days when you want a more mellow practice. You will need a yoga strap, this one. If you don't have one, you can use any belt or any small towel or hand towel that you take with you when you work out. This should do just fine. Alright, hop on your mat and let's get started. Today's start in downward facing dog. And we won't be here for long. It's just a good way to stretch the entire body. And walk the legs out, press the heels down one at a time. And here you'll notice how the back of the legs feel. Hamstrings, the calves. Now pause in down dog. Lift your right leg up. Look at the hands and step your right foot close to the right hand. Drop your left knee down for low lunge. Now we'll flow from lunge to half splits. Press the hips back, straighten the right leg any amount, and then back to lunge, bend your front knee. Then sit back to half splits. We'll do 2 more times. Bend the front knee, lunge. Sit back, half splits. Last one. Lunge and sit back, half splits. Okay, bend the front leg again for lunge. This time we'll stay here. So notice the right knee is stacked directly over your right ankle and your left knee is behind your left hip to get a stretch in the front of your left hip, left thigh, your hip flexors. Walk the hands up and keep the hands here because we'll focus on the lower body today. Pull the low belly in as you point the tailbone down. You get a little bit more sensation in the front of that left side. Okay, one more breath. Release your hands to the floor for half splits. So sit back, straighten the right leg any amount. And it doesn't have to be super straight. It depends on how the back of your thighs feel. If you can, slide your right heel forward more. And the key is to keep this right foot active. Press your heel forward, press your toes back towards your face. So the front of your thigh is engaged and you let the back of your right thigh lengthen more. Breathe through the sensations that surface here. Stay long from tailbone to crown of the head. One more deep breath. And release, bend your front leg. Plant the palm, step back to your down dog. And walk the legs out again. Notice one side feels slightly different from the other. We'll try the left leg now. Lift the left leg up high. Look at the hands and step the left foot close to your left hand. Drop the right knee down. Flow from low lunge to your half splits. Sit back. 3 more times. And feel free to go at your own pace here. Keep the breath going. Okay, one more. And we flow first before we hold the stretch. You kind of warm up a little bit before you hold the pose. Okay, bend that front leg for lunge. Walk the hands up. Point the tailbone down, pull the low belly in. And And if you have sensitive knees, you can always cushion your knee that's on the ground by folding your mat or just maybe sliding a towel under there. One more deep breath. Now bring the hands down to the floor. Sit back for your half splits. Slide that left heel forward if you can. Try to keep the hips level here. One hip is not too forward or too or shifting back. You want to keep them close to level. Press your left heel forward, your left toes back. Pay attention to the sensations in the back of that left thigh. Stay one more breath. And release. Bend your front leg. Plant the palms, step back, down dog for the last time. Now you can press both heels down towards the floor. Even if they don't touch the mat, that's okay. Feel the lengthening in the back of the legs. Last breath. Release. Drop the knees to the floor. And we'll sit for our bound ankle pose. Bring the legs in front of you. Soles of the feet together. And walk the hips back. And you can bring the heels closer to the inner thighs or away from the inner thighs. That just depends on you. But keep the spine nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward from the hips any amount. Relax the face, shoulders. So it is more challenging to bring the heels closer to the inner thighs and still keep your knees close to the ground. So just find what works for you. You can always adjust the placement of your feet. And to go deeper, use your breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward a little bit more. Maybe walk your hands on the floor. Stay one last breath. And release. Come up. Walk the hands back. Plant the feet to the floor. And slowly roll all the way down to your back. And once you're all the way down, hug your knees into the chest. Wrap your arms over the legs. Keep hugging your right knee in and extend your left leg down to the floor. Keep your left leg, your left foot active as if you were standing up on your left foot. And press your right knee closer to the right shoulder. Start to move that right thigh in circles. We're getting some movement, some lubrication in that right hip joint. And reverse the direction of your circle. So as big a circle as you can make, it's up to you. Pause the leg. Now get your strap or your towel and loop the strap behind the arch of the right foot or behind the ball of the right foot. Extend the right leg up. Make sure the head and the neck, the shoulders are relaxed on the floor. You can always adjust your grip here on your strap. Press your right heel up towards the ceiling and press your toes down towards your face. Feel the lengthening in the back of the legs, that right leg. Some small opposing movements here, very subtle actions. As you bring your right leg closer to your chest, press your right sitting bone down towards the floor, almost like you're resisting the stretch, and you'll feel that in the back of the right thigh even more. Relax the face. Last breath. Now take your strap with the right hand and place your left hand on top of your left thigh to keep your left hip rooted to the mat. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, open the right leg out to the side. And again, just any amount that you can, but still keep your right hip, right leg pressing down. Now my foot has hit the wall, so I'm just going to stay here. But if you can go lower, go for it. Still keep the feet active. And find the place that's right for you. Balance effort and ease. So you're working enough, there's enough challenge, enough stretch, but you're still able to breathe. Relax the face and to enjoy the stretch. Stay one last breath here. Carefully bring your right leg back to the center. Now switch hands. Take your strap with the left hand. Bring your right leg across the body. Let your hips roll. So you end up stacking the right hip over the left hip. And press your right shoulder down towards the floor like in a reclining twist. Activate the legs and the feet again once you're here. Find that stretch in the right outer hip, right outer thigh. Stay one last breath. Carefully bring your right leg back to the center. Let the strap go for now. Relax the right leg on the floor. Pause and observe how that right side feels. Left side, bring your left knee in and press the left knee closer to your left shoulder. Right leg on the floor stays engaged as if you were standing up on your right foot. Circles with his left thigh. Explore the range of motion that you have in that left hip joint. Change direction with your circle. Now pause the leg. Take your strap or your towel again. Loop it behind the ball or the arch of the foot. Extend the left leg up. Press the left heel up. Press your toes down. Shoulders are relaxed on the floor. Face is soft. Leg doesn't have to be super straight. If you need a soft bend there, that's okay. You get the stretch anyway. And as you bring that left thigh closer to your chest, press your left sitting bone down towards the floor. And it's so small, you probably don't even see it from the outside, but you will feel it in the back of that left leg, left thigh. Last breath. Take your strap with the left hand now, right hand on your right hip as a reminder to keep it rooted to the mat. Then move your left leg out to the side. Make sure that right hip stays on the mat. So take your time as you move this leg out. I can go a little farther on this one. There's no wall blocking the way. So keep the feet active, heels out, toes back towards your face. Take one last deep breath. Come back to the center. Take the strap with the other hand, your right hand, and bring the left leg across the body. Let the hips roll here. So you stack the left hip over the right. Pause when you meet resistance. Breathe through the sensations. That might be enough for you. Or as you start to feel more open, then you can go a little deeper. Notice any differences between the right and left sides. Press your left shoulder down. Stay one last deep breath. Come back to the center. Release the strap. And relax the left leg down on the floor. Pause for a few moments and observe both sides. Last few stretches here, more for the hips now. Bend the knees and cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Pigeon on your back. Keep the feet active here. Slide your right arm through that space and hug your left thigh in. Your hands can be over the shin or behind the thigh, or if you're struggling to reach the leg, you can use a strap. Bring that behind your left thigh, and that kind of gives you longer arms so you can reach and still keep your head and your shoulders relaxed on the floor. Keep the feet active, especially the right foot. Flex that right foot to protect the right knee. Opposing movements again here. As you bring your left thigh closer to your chest, press your tailbone down towards the floor, moving your right thigh away from you. And you feel that more in that outer right hip. Make sure the face is soft, no wasted energy in your pose. One last breath. Release the hands or your strap if you're using one, and wrap your right thigh more tightly over the left thigh, as in your eagle legs for eagle twist. Spread the arms out to the sides and drop your knees to the left. Slide your hips to the right. Line up your head, your spine, and your hips, and press your right shoulder down. Stay one more breath. Come back to the center. Uncross the legs, and we'll do the other side. Cross your left ankle on top of the right thigh. Keep the feet active. Slide your left arm through that space you've made and hug your right thigh in. Use a strap if you need one. And this side might feel slightly different from the other. That's usually the case. Small movements as you bring your right thigh closer to the chest. Press your tailbone down towards the floor. Feel that more in that left outer hip, outer thigh, glutes on the left side. Stay a few more breaths. Be patient with your body. No forcing. One last breath. Release the hands or the strap. Wrap your left thigh more tightly over the right. And we'll twist. And drop your knees to the right. Slide your hips to the left. And press your left shoulder down. And if an eagle twist is too intense, maybe for your low back or the hips, you can just do a simple reclining twist with the legs stacked. That's fine too. One last breath in your twist. Release, come back to the center. Uncross the legs. Hug the knees into the chest. For happy baby pose, our last pose today, bring the knees wide and lift the feet like you're doing a squat on the ceiling. You can hold on to the thighs, the legs, or the feet, whatever you can reach, still keeping the shoulders relaxed on the floor. Press your tailbone down towards the mat. We'll hold this for a few more seconds. Keep actively pressing your tailbone down. Take one last full breath in your happy baby pose. And release. Hug your knees into the chest. From here, you can spend a few minutes in Shavasana or in seated meditation. Thanks for practicing with me today. I hope that was helpful. I hope your lower body feels better now after those stretches. And do let me know if you like these shorter videos right in the comment section below, or if you have a different part of the body that you want to focus on in your yoga practice, also write that in the comment section below. If you like these videos that I make here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know any feedback that you have. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for practicing with me today. I'll see you next time.